Today's title is not clickbait, it's not a joke or hyperbole. I have the direct, uncensored feedback from over 6,000 Halo fans about the Halo Infinite store, and with it, I can tell you what I think is both the singular way we can create real change in the Halo Infinite store, and why it's likely to never happen. I'm the home slice, Ascend Hyperion, and usually right here I do a little intro meme, but it's a new year and I need new material. You can send me intro memes, simple, complex, ugly, or beautiful, whatever they are, at my Twitter, at Ascend Hyperion, or you can join my Discord link below and drop something in there. Also, bear with me folks, I'm using a new microphone and I'm trying to rediscover how to make audio sound good. So there might be some bumps and hiccups today, but we'll get through it. Today, we continue our discussion of Halo Infinite's controversial monetized customization by exploring the reality of how players are interacting with the store. We'll see how much people are spending and on what. We'll see just how upset or happy players are, and we'll discuss the odds and ends that enable Microsoft to charge you $20 for the colors red and gold. We have a lot of numbers to crunch. You can send some love my way for playing calculator by hitting the subscribe button and by making sure you respond to my viewer question at the end. Let's get started. Alright, actually, well, let's wait one more second. I need to say something out loud. This video is not intended to shame people for buying stuff in Infinite. It's not a weapon to use to persecute fellow players. This video is about communication, increasing public knowledge, and it's also about showing 343 and Microsoft the qualitative information about their player base. Be respectful in my comments and keep it clean on the web. Also, I will discuss biases or quirks in the data as we go, so if you came to cosplay as a keyboard data warrior, don't get too sweaty just yet. Alright, now into the action. I think the first thing we need to understand is how many people are actually legit using the store. We all pretend like everything in it is so unbelievably priced, and we're all confident everyone hates it, quote unquote. So did people actually put their money where their mouth was? Or I guess not put their money where their mouth is? In our survey group, nearly half the respondees have made at least one purchase from the store. That doesn't count the battle pass. Nearly half the respondees have bought something from the shop. Some food for thought further is that a bias here should have actually been in favor of the people who don't make purchases, as they have stronger feelings about this topic and thus would be more likely to do this survey. So we should not underestimate how little follow through people have with boycotting, quote unquote, the store. And we should not overestimate how everyone hates it, quote unquote, because apparently not everyone hates it enough to not buy stuff. Oh, and before I forget, let's actually talk about the Battle Pass purchases. In this sample group, over 80% of the participants have at least bought the Season 1 Battle Pass. So, automatically, the overwhelming majority of players have made at least one purchase in this game. Now, we could reason that's because without the Battle Pass, you basically get nothing in this game. If you are not a paying customer and Halo Infinite's free to play, you're treated kinda poorly compared to other titles. It might be a translation of how the Battle Pass purchases are so high, despite the high level of displeasure with it. So, we can bust up our participants into 4 buying groups now. People who bought the pass and not store items, people who bought the pass and store items, people who bought store items but not the pass, and people who actually have bought nothing. Well, the numbers rest as is. Only a little under 17% of participants have truly held and bought nothing yet. This is kind of the microcosm idea of how free-to-play, pay-through-the-teeth systems work, despite being supposedly so disliked. The number of people who will actually vote hard with their wallet is nowhere near a majority of players, let alone a big enough number to make any publisher worry about the backlash associated with microtransaction stores. I can afford to miss out on 17% of players when I know I can get at least one purchase from everyone else. You also have to remember that free-to-play games have the potential to have higher general player bases. Since the method for entry is, I guess, non-existent at the $0 price tag, you can have more people. 17% of a higher value might not be as much missed out when you have more people on the other end making purchases. Does that make sense? Are we all on the same page here about how that works? Anyway, But to be really profitable, I need to get people to make more than just one purchase. That's where this group comes in handy. Almost 45% of players have not only bought the Battle Pass, they're buying things in the store too. This is the group a publisher is going to be the most interested in because these are the people spending the most money. So how profitable are these people? This chart here breaks out how much people have spent in the store and cross-references it with the people who also own the Battle Pass. From there, it shows the monetary values of this group, starting simply with how much the Battle Pass purchases alone are worth. Then we expand a bit and see how much is being made when we add in our store purchases. This column is for the low end of the price range and this is for the high end of the price range. You can see just how quickly how much more money is made of considerably less people as you climb up the total spent. And an easy comparison between the two is people who've spent nothing in the store and the people who've spent at least $60. At only a quarter of the size of the non-spenders, the $60 group yields an income almost 1.7 times higher. Even the 300 people who have spent between 40 to 60 bucks have a higher group value than the almost 2,000 people who only bought the Battle Pass. This is a reflection of why this system remains profitable, because at the end of the day, they don't need everyone to make purchases. They just need enough people to. And it does not take that many people. Just a little under 500 of the people in this 6,000 plus person strong survey are the biggest sources of income. I want to switch gears and talk about satisfaction here, because this is the metric 343 and Microsoft don't have a quantified tap on. I simply asked on a scale of 1 to 5 how satisfied people were with the customization in Halo Infinite. Just bear in mind, this is in many ways one of the prophetic selling points of this game, as 343 very intentionally used player customization and player expression as a call to action for fans, as a selling point. In the survey group, only around 15% of responders were satisfied with customization. Nearly 33% are neutral, and the remaining 52% reported dissatisfaction. Now, bear in mind, people with negative feelings are the ones most inclined to complete this survey, but as you've seen, these are also still people actively making purchases in the system. They're still paying customers. Any sensible business would be silly to dismiss this large and negative sentiment from people paying for their product. If you even want a comparison metric, nearly half the respondees here don't even think the Infinite Shop is an improvement over Halo 5's rec system, which was at one point the antichrist of customization in Halo. So for nearly half of the players represented here, this system is a downgrade, a far shout from the awesome and player-oriented system it was marketed as. I'll lightning round a few more simple results. Almost 97% of participants think store prices are too high. So next time someone claims everyone thinks the prices are too high, you kind of have some backup there. 75% of participants don't think the Battle Pass provides enough rewards. And 1 in every 10 players has bought Battle Pass tiers to speed up their progress, likely a consequence of something they want being locked in later tiers. I asked 2 questions about the Halo Infinite campaign earned unlocks. When I asked are there enough unlocks total via campaign, over half the participants said no. When I asked does the campaign provide the right types of unlocks, 72% said no. This question secretly relates to a different question I asked, which was about what items have been bought the most or what people say they're most motivated to buy. Unsurprisingly, the majority of players, over half, want armor and attachments. Conversely, people hardly care about emblems, stances, and vehicle-related stuff. Ironically, Halo Infinite campaign will not give you any armor or armor attachments, but provides plenty of the low-end cosmetics like emblems, stances, some weapon attachments. Coatings are the middle ground between what people care about and what's given out, so I don't know, half points from campaign there, I guess. So the dissatisfaction with customization carries over to campaign, as even it fails to provide players with rewards that they want. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I can tell you the one way the system will undergo serious change, and why I think it'll never happen after seeing this data. If Halo fans really want the system to change significantly, they must stop buying stuff from the store. No exceptions for cat ears, no, but what if HAZOP is my favorite, no excuses, no purchases. And that will never happen. Why? Because at the end of the day, people don't care enough. Now, again, I'm not shaming anyone, that's not the point. I'm saying people don't care about the prices to the point where they won't buy something they like when it finally comes up. And that's all a publisher needs, whether it's this month or in 3 months total or over the course of half a year. If you would have only spent $60 on this game traditionally, they only need you to spend more than $60 as time goes on. And if you aren't right now, trust me, someone else is. The numbers are right there. It only takes a small group of people paying a lot to make up for a large group paying a little. I've spoke about this store twice now in video form, and even I have bought stuff from the store, because guess what? I wanted it, and $7 here or $10 there didn't mean enough to stop me. Mark my words, 343 totally will adjust the store prices eventually. They'll knock $1 or $2 off here, they'll put something on sale there, but the financial masterminds at Microsoft and 343 are always going to be one step in front of the player base. I have access to a group of 6,000 people here. They have access to confirmation every single time you buy cat ears, every time you cave for knee pads, and they know you'll pay for your favorite helmet, whether it's $20 now or $15 when they change it to save face. They just need you to spend, and they know only about 17% of you won't do it. And if you haven't done it yet, they'll find a way to make you to. Halo Infinite's customization is likely to stay highly monetized forever. Anything different would basically require Microsoft to agree to make less money. And when's the last time you've heard a business agreeing to gain less? So for today's viewer question, I want you to ponder a greater scheme here. Was Halo going free to play worth it? The intent, I'll assume for the sake of this video, is that free-to-play was a means to reinvigorate the community, bring in more players than ever possible, and give Halo the means to have a reoccurring jump back in, jump back out fan base. That has positive effects potentially, but not enough time has passed for us to gauge that. In the immediate sense, if the consequence is highly monetized customization, has it been worth it? That's going to do it for this video. This survey is actually still up if you want to do it yourself. I have the link down in the description below, maybe even in the pinned comment. I don't know yet because I'm recording this in the past and I'll do it in the future. Thanks for bearing with me, everybody. I'm using a new setup here with a new microphone, and I've got some new branding, and things are just new this year, and I'm a little uncomfortable, and I don't think this video has an intro because I haven't made a new intro sequence yet. So, bear with me. Subscribe if you liked the video, like it if you liked it, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and until next time, I'll catch y'all later.